Motegi, Japan. Mobility Resort Motegi, the Honda-built circuit in the Tochigi Prefecture, is the site of MotoGP's Round 17, the Japanese Grand Prix of 2025. This weekend matters like few others. Marc Márquez arrives with a chance to clinch the 2025 Premier Class World Championship. The question is no longer if, but when. And in Motegi, that moment may finally arrive. Marc Márquez has not held the Premier Class title since 2019. Since then, he has weathered major injuries, lengthy rehabilitation, team changes, doubts both internal and external. But in 2025, riding for Ducati Lenovo, he has mounted a return that many considered unlikely. With consistent wins, dominant pace and reliability, he has built a lead that puts him within reach of greatness. After his win at San Marino, his advantage over his closest rival, his brother Alex Marquez, stands at 182 points. To make the championship his, Marc needs to extend that to 185 points over the course of this Motegi weekend. That means he must outscore Alex by just 3 points, including both the Saturday Sprint and Sunday Grand Prix. Marc has spoken openly about both the opportunity and the pressure. He said, "Your body knows something big is coming." He warned in media sessions, "I know that it will be a tough press conference on Thursday, answering the same questions about winning the title this weekend, but we will try to keep the same mentality, and especially I want to keep the same level. And perhaps most plainly, that means fighting for the victory, even if the title is in the game." He emphasizes that nothing is secured until it is mathematically over, that consistency and avoiding mistakes will be as important as outright speed. He also acknowledges that Alex has been fast throughout the season and that closing the championship at Motegi will not come easy. Alex Marquez, meanwhile, holds second overall in the championship, riding for Gresini Ducati. He has had one of the strongest seasons of his career. He too has been quoted about the need for patience. Patience will be key as he prepares to defend the second place he currently holds in the MotoGP World Championship over the latter half of the season. While he knows the margin is large, he has expressed that he has no intention of conceding. If anything, he embraces the challenge. The chance to keep fighting, even when everything seems to favour Marc, is what defines a title fight. He has also indicated that he feels the cost when small mistakes mount up. Leaks of time, corners lost, opportunity squandered. Last year at Motegi, Francesco Bagnaia claimed the win in both the sprint and the main GP. This gives Ducati strong historical momentum here. Motegi is a technical track, 14 corners, several heavy braking zones, medium speed corners, a relatively long straight. It rewards strong braking stability, good traction on corner exits, consistent tyre performance, and mental precision. Wet conditions are always a possibility in Japan in late September. Heat and humidity can affect track grip and degradation. Any change in weather could disrupt expectations. The layout offers both overtaking chances and risk zones. Qualifying and sprint performance matter more than some tracks, because starting position can influence how clean a start into those tight initial turns will be. On strategy, Marc must manage both sprint and main race. The sprint will set up part of the weekend's math. If he gains ground there, the pressure on Sunday drops. If Alex takes a swing in the sprint, then Marc may need to be more aggressive or more defensive depending on grid position and tyre allocation. From past interviews, Marc has made clear that even with the championship in sight, he is not going to treat Sunday as a survival race. He wants to be in a position to fight for victory, but he also knows when to pick his battles. Points are just as good as glory if they achieve the goal. Saturday's sprint should be crisp, sharp, high intensity. Marc is likely to push for pole in qualifying and then carry momentum into the sprint. Alex will push too. The younger brother is fighting on two fronts. defending second place and trying everything possible to delay Marc's coronation. Behind them, riders like Bagnaia and Bezzecchi will look for any opportunity, especially if weather or track conditions become tricky, or if tyre degradation hits harder than expected. Sunday's Grand Prix will be 24 laps, likely around 115 kilometres. Tyres will wear, brake systems will be stressed particularly in the heavy braking zones. Ducati has shown strength in acceleration zones and in controlling tyre life in long runs. But every lap, every corner counts. A mistake in the braking zones, an offline, a slip under pressure can cost more than just a position. It can cost the championship. Let's re-examine some of Marc's recent declarations in more depth, because they give insight into mindset, not just expectation. In an interview after San Marino, where he won, he said, "Today I gave everything I had. It's true that the mistake from yesterday gave me extra concentration, extra power, extra energy." That remark reveals something important. He isn't turning off his aggression when mistakes happen. Instead, he learns, adapts, pushes more. Earlier in the season, he acknowledged that moving to Gresini in 2024 was a moment of truth. "I knew that if that year I wasn't competitive, my career would end." He said this knowing full well that if things failed, the reset might have to be more drastic. But that gamble rebuilt him. Meanwhile, Alex Marquez has also spoken about perseverance and maintaining calm under pressure. His focus is not just on fighting Marc, but on avoiding self-inflicted errors. In recent races, he has admitted that small lapses, overpush braking, slight losses of tyre grip have cost him time. He has said that he needs to control myself a little more. He also has indicated that even if he cannot win the title, finishing a season strong, collecting podiums, and making every point count will have value, both in terms of championship points and in terms of team confidence. If Marc achieves the 185-point gap coming out of Japan, he will go to the Indonesian GP already crowned champion, with 5 rounds still remaining. For the sport, this would be a defining moment. Marc Márquez would secure his 7th Premier Class title and his 9th World Championship overall. It would underline that his return from serious injury, from skepticism, has been complete. It would also place Ducati even more firmly at the top of current MotoGP competition, its reliability, power delivery, and race strategy vindicated in very different circuits. For his brother, Alex, maintaining pressure, even if the title slips, would still be a major achievement. Finishing second with many wins, many podiums, avoiding crashes or DNFs, proving consistency in adversity. Those are lessons that define careers. And for the rest of the grid, there remains the competition for third place, for regular podiums, for manufacturers and independent team points. Riders like Bagnaia, Bezzecchi, and others will be watching any opportunity, weather shifts, tyre wear surprises, or tricky starts. Now, based on all of this, here is a projection of how the weekend may go. Friday. Free practice sessions will predominantly be used to test braking stability, corner exit traction, tyre warm-up behaviour in long runs, and potentially humidity and heat load management. Teams will want to lock down setup that gives both sprint agility and race longevity. Saturday. Qualifying will be tight. Marc will push for pole. Alex will try to stay close, aiming to have a clean grid slot to avoid traffic into turn 1. The sprint will be hard fought. Marc may aim to win or place high to reduce pressure, but he won't take unnecessary risks. Alex will aim to disrupt, perhaps attempt an overtake in the sprint to reduce the gap, but likely to also manage risk. Sunday. Expect intense pace early on as riders jostle for position. Marc will need to balance aggression with prudence, push when necessary, defend carefully. If he builds a gap to Alex, he may shift to manage tyre wear. If Alex is close, the pressure will be intense in the final laps. Weather could become a factor. If rain appears, any slip could change the result. In summary, Motegi this weekend is more than just another race. It is a potential watershed moment in Marc Márquez's career. The point math is simple. Marc needs just a small gain over Alex this weekend to lock in the title. His recent words show determination, recognition of pressure, and readiness. Alex has shown grit, consistency, and knows how narrow margins can be. Ducati wants to confirm dominance. Honda's home crowd will want a statement. The rest of the field is looking for opportunity in any mistake. If everything goes right, Sunday afternoon could bring one of the most significant moments in modern MotoGP. Marc Márquez crowned champion again, reclaiming glory, proving that his comeback was not just possible, it was inevitable, but nothing will be handed to him. For that result, focus, precision and execution will have to match ambition, and the whole racing world will be watching to see if Motegi delivers.